we must be motivated by the picture that you want, the harvest that you want to have.
The stuff that can be affected by your procrastination.
I am not going to procrastinate the harvest season.
Not how procrastination just affects me, but affects everybody around me.
The problem is with one person.
Yes.
That is supposed to take an action.
Okay?
That will make things right in this year.
With my wisdom, I will not do it. With my own eyes, I cannot see the way. With my own ears, I cannot hear anything. Lord, think through.
Welcome back to Relating Relationships with me, where we are addicted to good conversations. Guys, thank you so much for all the feedback that we are getting from all the posts that we've put on. And today I have a very special guest. I think you guys have seen this face before. And yeah, we're going to have a very wonderful time, a beautiful time. And I'm not going to introduce him, I'm going to get him to introduce himself. But you know what, this is the thing. I asked him, Uti, what can we talk about that has to do with procrastination? Because we've heard a lot about procrastination, right? And we know that all of us at one point or the other we procrastinate. Now my question is this: can procrastination destroy relationships? Can it? And if yes, how? If no, how? So that's what we're going to dive into with this brother here. My brother, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Please introduce yourself.
But you know me.
Yeah, I do. They also know you, but they want to hear you, what you've got to say.
All right. My name is Musa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a son. I'm a brother. I'm a father.
Okay.
I'm a friend. I am a citizen of the world. And I'm a photographer.
Okay.
I love using the camera to create pictures, but mostly to help businesses solve their problems using pictures.
Yeah.
So that could be motion pictures, it could be still pictures. And when I'm not doing that, I love using words to help other people solve their problems based on personal experiences. Yeah.
You sound very intelligent. You sounded very intelligent, but
no comment.
This is me and him. That's how we talk. The one thing that he's not saying is he's our producer, right? That's a part that I was looking at actually. So this is our producer, and you know when he says he uses pictures to help businesses, he does. I've learned with the time that I've known you, Uti, if I communicate with you and I give you a picture, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
You communicate in pictures.
Yes.
You want people to give you pictures.
Yes.
I want you to give us pictures.
Where? Okay.
I want you to give us pictures.
Okay.
Procrastination. How does it affect relationships? Does it even affect relationships?
Well, look, procrastination affects a whole lot of things, and relationships is one of them. And I suppose for the purposes of your channel, which is about relating, we will deal a little bit about how then does it affect relationships. So by definition, procrastination is when something needs to be done by someone at a certain time and it's not done.
Okay.
That is procrastination. And then we tend to confuse procrastination with postponement. They are different. Procrastination is basically avoiding doing something that's supposed to be done.
Okay.
So, whereas postponement is got a date, it's got time. That I'm not going to do this thing now, I'm going to do it on the 22nd at this time, maybe with this person at this place. So it's specific. There's a reason why you're not doing it at the time. And it's not because you're avoiding it. Procrastination is basically just avoiding what you're supposed to do.
So you don't do it at all?
You may end up doing it when you are being pushed to do it, but the bottom line is that it was not done when it was supposed to be done.
When it was supposed to be done.
Yeah. So, when it comes to relationships, I want to start by saying, even with everything, when you're about to change something or you're about to change yourself, let's think of it this way. You said you want pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first picture would be, think of a farmer.
Okay.
A farmer that is expecting to have a particular harvest at a particular time.
Yes.
So if the farmer does not plant or sow a seed at the time when the seed is supposed to be on the ground, he cannot expect a harvest.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So when it comes to procrastination, so the sowing of the seed is the action. Some people would be like, yeah, he procrastinated the sowing of the seed. But I'm saying he procrastinated his harvest. He delayed the time of him harvesting by not taking action to give him harvest.
So he delayed the outcome.
He delayed the outcome.
He delayed the benefits.
Everything, yes.
Sure. I think I like the picture that you're painting with the farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm getting in my head now is, so procrastination doesn't only affect the immediate issue.
No.
It's got a whole chain of reactions
And a whole
that
lot
comes after that.
and people as well.
And people.
Not just the person that procrastinates. It affects other people. So these are people that if you've got people that are depending on you, it affects those people. Mm-hmm. If you've got people that are looking up to you, it affects those people. Your loved ones, it affects those people. People that believe in you that you can actually do better.
Oh my word.
And now, because you don't do stuff that you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, these people that are around you, they start getting affected. They start losing faith on you because you're doing stuff that it's not in alignment with who they think you are and you've presented yourself to be. So in other words, at some point you become a liar to yourself, but also to the people that are around you.
Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Sure. You sound like you're talking from experience.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much. Yeah.
Because the passion that you talk
Yeah, pretty much.
about it tells me you know the consequences. It's not something that's out there that you've read that these are the consequences.
Pretty much.
These are the consequences that you know
Yeah.
about and stuff. Can we paint a picture of a relationship where procrastination can do what you're exactly talking about?
All right. So it's gonna be a bit of a testimony.
Oh, okay.
What I'm about to say, and
Okay.
it's personal, and it's stuff that I've gone through, dealt with it. I'm celebrating because I'm over it, in a way, still on the journey though, but it's a thing that I had to confront.
Okay.
So, when it comes to relationships, I saw this with my own family, like that is my mother, my siblings,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Now, before I get there, there is a thing called pride that probably maybe we need to speak about at some point, because pride plays a big role in procrastination when it comes to relationship or relationships. So there was a point where I was not very close with my family. Like, literally, I did not have family. I had family because I know where I'm born. I know who my brother is, who my mother is, but there was no fellowship.
The relating part of it was not...
Yeah.
No.
And the reason for that is because there was a point where I felt attacked and I was like, they're wrong and I'm right. And there's evidence to that they're wrong and I'm right. So what then happens is I said to myself, you know what, I'll make it by myself, man. I don't need them. I'm skilled, very skilled person. I think I'm smart.
I can make things happen.
Yeah, I can make things happen all by myself. I don't need them. They must come one by one and apologize. This one must come and apologize for this. This one must come and apologize for this. This one must come and apologize for this. And then I lived like I lived, man. I used my skills to survive.
So when you say you lived with that ideology that you don't want to do it alone.
Yeah, with that
I don't want them. So you pushed them away.
Yeah, literally. In fact, I took myself out. I cut them off like completely. Like I removed myself from them. Even when I am relocating from one place where they knew I stayed and going to another, I wouldn't find the need to announce that, hey, listen, I've moved, I'm no longer where you used to be staying.
You know, sorry to cut you off, and I want people to pay attention to this. You removed yourself.
Yeah, I removed myself, yeah.
So, ubashile, you left them behind, right?
Yeah.
You the one who left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and you know, when you, there is this cliche that people are using, and I pray that it stops at some point. that that you know you can build your own family. You know, you can build your own family. You can have strangers and they become your family, and this is something that people they recruit each other and tag each other on social media and they agree about the thing, and when it is 10 of them agreeing, it sort of like makes sense. You know,
until something happens.
Yeah, because now it becomes a little movement of some rebels that don't want to be with family. Now they think that we can be together and create our own little family. It doesn't last, because here's what happens. People get to see through you exactly who you are. Because the thing that separated me with my family, it started showing even in this family that I started creating for myself. Now, in the form of saying, I would expect people to admit they are wrong, even though I am wrong. But I would expect them to start first. And people were like, hell no, I'm not going to do that. Now, imagine this person is not family. So they're not gonna sit around and listen to your nonsense that you want an apology, and then they start then avoiding you, like they start alienating me because of the person that they have actually seen for who he truly is. And at times you would find that they even get to the point of, concluding as to why they haven't seen my family members. Because we are shupa. That's why in the family are quite full.
Yeah.
That type of a thing.
And people don't understand it. In life, when things go wrong, even the people around you expect to see your family.
Oh yes.
Right? When things go wrong, people...
Oh, yes.
That's why you've got this whole situation with the program that happens with Abantu Ba Disappearile on TV.
Kumbulekaya.
Yes, Kumbulekaya.
Yeah.
And this person stays with his family, and but right? But I want us to go back to linking procrastination with relationship, right?
Yes.
So in what has happened, you've removed yourself.
Yes,
You've created this other family.
Yes.
Right? And we also forget that family dynamics will always happen when you have a a system that you call family, right? So like you say, now I've got this family, but I cannot deal with families.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't because of pride, because of
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
Now I want us to get to what is it that you are procrastinating on
Right.
in this
Okay.
environment or situation.
So, let me just start by answering straight what I was procrastinating on.
Okay.
I was procrastinating on having a good time with family. I was procrastinating on having support from family. I was procrastinating from the feeling of belonging to a family. I was procrastinating all of those.
How were you procrastinating all of
In the sense that I had to come to an acceptance of the wrong that I had done. And it's an awareness that had to take place. Because in the midst of all of that, there had been people very close to me, very, very close, that would be concerned about the fact that you don't have family. You claim to be living all by yourself, but at some point it shows that you need family. And I'll defend myself that my family are the people that I have met in my struggles. You know what I mean? So I had to come to an awareness that says, actually, I need the peace that is found in belonging to family. I need the support that is found in belonging to a family. So I had to have a picture of myself having recovered fully. I had to see myself being back with my family. I had to experience the feeling of being with my mother, being with my brothers before it even happened. Then I had to so that picture, it's a picture that I had to keep for a very, very long time. It's a beautiful picture, it's a beautiful feeling. But now, the work, it is the steps to take. Going back and say, listen, I'm sorry. It was pride. It was not knowing that we ended up like this. So now, that on its own is a very difficult thing to do. But now, it did not discourage me, because what motivated me, it was the mental beautiful picture that I had as a result of taking those steps.
Okay. Now, I still want us to go to, because I want people to have a picture of this procrastination in this story of yours, right? Goti, the actual procrastination was you're procrastinating at swallowing your pride.
Yes.
Being aware, Goti, as in the problem that I have here is this.
Yes.
How then do I sort it out?
Yes.
Right? So something as simple as, in this case, where we can say simple as not swallowing your pride was keeping everything away from you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And the longer you held on
Yes.
to this pride and procrastinated to say what you're saying, to act upon and say, Ngizoyekhaya, and I'll go and apologize, right? The fact that, and you said in the before, Goti, procrastinating is procrastinating on the action that needed to be taken, right? And in your case, you're saying the picture that you have in your head, right? The awareness that you have in your head was the drive that said, you know what, I'm going to deal with this.
No matter how hard this action is, I'm not going to be driven by the difficulty of the action. I would be driven by the picture that I have of me having been reconciled with my family proper.
It still sounds like, you walked away, right, from your family, removed yourself, and you were here, you faced the difficulty, and you just moved back. It sounded it was that easy.
Oh no, it was not.
And that's the thing. I want us to get to this, to say, how difficult was it?
Okay.
From the time that you were aware to the time that you acted on that, and what was the cause of those delays?
Let me also put it this way. So there comes resistance when it comes to having to deal with whatever that you want to deal with. There will be resistance.
There will be resistance, okay.
Right? But now, the resistance, I repeat once again, the resistance has got to lose its power based on the desired outcome that you have. So, without giving detail, there would be times where I would take the first action and be like, take my phone and call, hey ma, you know a hard rock. Then I drop the phone, like, yo, she doesn't want to talk to me. Then another day, pick it up. Hey ma, ukhona kunokuza ngibusy ngiyahamba. You understand? And the reason for that is because that's how life had become. You know, we would meet as a family because we there's something, maybe someone's getting married or there's a funeral, but now we just come for what we'd come for, and then we pretend, especially from my side, pretend as if though everything is fine. All that I'm looking forward to this thing being over, and then I get myself off. I'm leaving.
Pride still.
Pride. So the minute I realize that there's going to be resistance, because now pride will say, in the midst of resistance, pride will say, it doesn't matter, man. They don't want, so I may as well just go ahead and do as I please, because and that would be pride. But then now, defeating pride is saying, okay, this is what I want. This resistance was expected. I know what to do, and I'm going to do it now, even if it means it takes me the next 2-3 years. I'm going to start doing these things, but at some point, I'm going to win. I'm going to have my family back. And it happened like that. But it was not just a phone call in the evening, I'm going home, oh yeah, oh, welcome back. No, it was not that. Because trust had to be built. Honesty had to be seen, transparency, and there had to be authenticity in this whole thing. Because now, you know, when you come back home, some family members would be like, oh, maybe sekazofa ufuna uncwadi. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it has to be seen that, okay, this is what this person needs. And while we are at that, the minute I started on the journey of reconciling with my family, I got support from my own family members, some of them that were the ones that started to see the authenticity of my intentions. They started supporting me. The people that I had disappointed in my own family on the streets, that I disappointed as a result of this, when they saw that actually I am working my way back, these are the people that came back to help me without me going to them, say, hey, listen, I need help. It's on when they saw there is actually movement towards the right direction.
You know, Musa, we're talking about procrastination and how it affects relationship, right? But you're saying a whole lot of other things, right? that excuse me. Like, one of the things that people need to be aware of is when you remove yourself from people, you're teaching them to live without you.
Yes.
And you need to know what when you come back, now you're going to have to teach them
to live with me.
To live with you.
Yes.
And it's not going to always be according to your terms.
No.
Right?
No.
So this thing of, and I see it even in marriages, and we're going to talk about that. Yeah. But I think that's one thing that I'm picking up with what you say, right? And the other one was, you had to pay the price.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Even after you've realized that you have procrastinated on doing 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now when you are doing it, there's still a price, because your pride will always want to take you back.
Yeah.
One phone call, they don't answer. I knew they were not going to
Yeah.
answer. You know, that I was just
Yeah.
too hopeful
Yeah.
and stuff. And this is like between like family, siblings,
Yes.
mother.
Yes.
Let's talk about it in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Tina, we talk about stories and
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
In a relationship, and I mean an intimate relationship. I mean in a
Umjolo marriage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Umjolo is one, but and the reason I'm saying umjolo is one thing. Umjolo, you can always walk away from it. It's easy. There's
Yeah,
no
right.
attachment.
Yeah.
There's no serious
Okay.
attachment. That's
Okay.
my personal view, right?
Okay.
Emshadweni, or even this relationship that you have with this person that you wanna marry. Procrastinating also, because I remember when we were talking the other day about it, and you said procrastinating in holding back what is good that needs to be done or you need to do for the other person, even if they might not be deserving at the time.
In an intimate relationship or umshado,
Yes.
as we recording this episode right now, there is a couple somewhere that each one of them, they're at work and they're gonna pick each other up going back home. They are not talking
They're not talking to each other.
to each other.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, there's war at home. There's war. So they only go to work together because maybe there's one car. Then when they come back home, Omunye goes to the bedroom or Omunye go does something, but it's just that. And it's the problem is with one person. There's one person that is procrastinating an action that they're supposed to take to make things right.
Can you please say that again?
The problem is with one person
Yes.
that is supposed to take an action
An action, okay?
that will make things right in this union. So when they do that, they are procrastinating the joy of this union. It's not. So for me, Professor, I don't see the action for me. A lot of people, when they talk about procrastination, they talk about the action. You're procrastinating doing this, you're procrastinating doing this. For me, you are procrastinating the end result. That's what you are procrastinating. You are procrastinating the freedom. You're procrastinating the warmth. You're procrastinating the intimacy that you're supposed to have by just not doing one simple thing, which this particular person has complained about it not once, not twice. They've complained about it to the point whereby they got tired. People get tired. People get tired. And once they get tired, then there'll be avoidance. You avoid certain things to talk about. You avoid certain things to do together. Then you end up just avoiding the person. You're avoiding the person because, and it's because of one thing. I'll make an example. I don't like the way you speak to me. Yeah, but ngikhuluma kanjani now? That. Is that how you speak to a person that you love? You understand? This person is gonna complain up to a certain level. There's gonna be a time whereby you'll tell yourself that he or she has gotten used to me. We're gonna live. This is how I am. You know, and what then that does, it creates the tension between these two people. And it's not because you speak to this person this way. It's because you refuse to accept that when this person tells you that this is how I feel, it is true that this is how they feel. You cannot tell someone how to feel. When someone says this is how I feel, you best believe that's how they feel.
That's how they feel, yeah.
So yours is to sit down and be like, okay, what is it that I must do if you really want to change? And then they will explain to you, how does this whole thing make you feel? Then they will explain, and then what must I do? Difficult as it may be, even if it means Guti, you don't get it from the person that you are in conflict with, if it is a person that you want to keep, you want to be with, and they say that they have this problem with you and you don't know how to deal with it, go out, get help. That is if you want to fight for this and be here. Unless it's a thing that you're saying, if that's the case, then it's a different story. But if it is something that you want to keep, and when someone says, I don't like this and that and that and that, you take a pause. And because what's going to happen is that the benefits that you are enjoying at the moment, they are slowly diminishing. Because this person is gonna start withdrawing emotionally. They're gonna start withdrawing even in activities, because they have this sense of you just don't want to take action to make things right. So that's why I say you are then procrastinating the goodness of this thing. Yes, you are procrastinating the action, but you are
action also.
Yeah, but you are basically what you are. Let's use the word delay. You are delaying the beauty that this union could bring. And you know what also you are doing? You are literally you are destroying other relationships that are connected to this relationship. Because this person is gonna go and speak to Uvusi with, listen man, I've got this problem at home. This person speaks to me like this and I've told her that I don't like this. And then Uvusi be like, did you try this? Yeah, I did. But then now, and why? And then Uvusi now starts to develop a particular mental picture of this person that is giving me problem. When we're supposed to have gatherings, Uvusi, when he's supposed to come to my place, all of a sudden Uvusi is like, I'm not available. Not that Uvusi is not available. Because Uvusi sees what I cannot be part of this. You know? Imediga Musa inenka. Or imediga Musa ahlonipha Musa. Or Musa akahlonipha imediga. So it affects a whole lot of other people. It's not just the person that you are dealing with. It affects, in the marriage, it affects the in-laws. It affects abantwana. It affects colleagues, because you know, and it's because of one thing. Because one person just, they don't want to do what they're supposed to do when they are supposed to do.
And you know, and you I like the fact that you're building a whole picture of not how procrastination just affects me, but affects everybody around me. But even if it affects me, it doesn't. It's affecting me indirectly, because now certain things are taken away from me.
Exactly.
Because I'm not doing what I need to do. You know. Exactly. We do marriage counseling with my wife, marriage coaching and stuff. And one little word, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
One little word, I apologize. I misunderstood.
Yes.
But I'm sorry. That one little word is one of the most held back word in most relationships that I've seen.
And it's pride. I tell you, it's pride. There is a line that you in the last episode, in the last episode with your son, where you said there were times when discipline, as far as discipline was concerned, that you'd go back and be like, hey, but this one maybe it shouldn't have been like this. And then you said to your son, I'm not sure if I came back to you and say I am sorry. And he said, probably I did not. And then a quick spin. Yeah, definitely I wouldn't have, because then it would be giving you an upper hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is also that if I do this thing that I believe it's the right thing to do, I do not want to give this person an upper hand. And now this time you're speaking to someone that is your equal. It's not even, this is not even a child, because now your partner is your equal. So And your partner is not there to destroy you. When there is something that your partner sees in you, they will point it out. Yours is to look into it and say, okay, he or she says there's a sport here. Is there a sport there now? Look for the sport, find it, and then admit and say, I see it. Oh, it has caused a lot of damage. Then you need to announce that I want to deal with it. And trust me, they will help
So that you can get help.
They will help
Because
you.
as long as you have not announced it, you're the only one who knows about it.
Because also, you show that you don't want to take action. There's one thing to say, oh no, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. I will deal with it. So the more you promise to deal with it, and the more you don't keep that promise to deal with it, the more procrastination grows, and this person sees you as, so this is how this person is.
Wow.
And in actual fact, that's not how you are. It's just a thing that you've learned, and it could be from different backgrounds, that you are like this, you unenkani based on where you come from, because you don't want to change because you're stubborn. So stubbornness as well, it's another thing that will cause procrastination to even go bigger and bigger and bigger, and end up losing all the benefits. I mean, I'm all for the benefits that you are losing when you keep on procrastinating, because once again, I'll go back to the farmer story. You are missing out on the harvest by not doing what you're supposed to do now. You are missing out on the fruit by not doing what you're supposed to do now. And the sacrifice of all of that, it is to say, no matter how difficult this is going to be, I desire the harvest. I desire the fruit. I am not going to procrastinate the harvest season because I want the harvest. I want the fruit. And in order for me to get the fruit, I will need to, whether it is raining, it is hot, when I'm supposed to go and dig, I'm going to dig. Because you know that you're not going to be digging the whole time. You're going to dig, plant the seed, water it, grow, and these are the actions that you take.
Musa, I can see how passionate you are with this thing. I can see your passion, and I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
And already I'm thinking of things that I need to sort out personally. I'm being honest, right?
Okay.
Things that I need to go now and pay attention to in my marriage.
Right.
Pay attention in my relationship with my children.
Right.
Right. Pay attention to my relationship with the people that I lead with at church.
Right.
You know, I already see, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, I love the fact that you're saying you're delaying the harvest.
Yes.
And sometimes we keep on delaying because we're not thinking of the harvest.
Yes.
We're not thinking of this picture.
We're thinking of the difficulty of taking the action.
Of taking the action. We don't see what taking the action will actually get to this harvest.
Yes.
I've got a lot to work on in my personal life. The other thing that you mentioned, right, which I think is important, is you said when you need help, you must announce that you need help.
Yes.
Because if you don't, the same people that you are saying you need help for are the ones that will actually hurt you. I'll give you an example. When I was still at youth, when I was still young, and we were part of the youth group, right? A group of ours, me and my two other friends, were always late.
Oh.
For all the meetings, we were always late, right?
Okay.
And we go somewhere, we hear a message about the importance of timekeeping. And I decided, you know what, from now on, I'm going to keep time. So I made this decision by myself, right? I didn't announce it. I didn't tell anyone, hey guys, from now on, my leader, you know that I'm always late.
Yeah.
I do apologize for always being late.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to start being late. Can you help? Or whatever, right? And we had a meeting. I made sure I was gonna be early.
Yeah.
I put all effort to make sure I was going to be early.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I made sure. I pushed everybody who was around me to say, guys, we are going. We're not gonna be there late.
You sound like a repentant man.
I'm a repentant man. I'm committed to this repent, but I've not announced it.
Yeah.
On our way there, we have a problem with the car. Right?
Yeah.
We have a puncture, and now we have to change this puncture. We get to a meeting, and we are late. But remember, I'm convicted now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I want to apologize. So I go to my leader at the time. I was like, yo, boss, I'm so sorry that we are late.
Mm.
And he says, what are you apologizing for?
Yeah.
You're always late.
Yo.
Man. Yo, that hit me.
Yeah.
Right?
Must have.
But like now when you say, Muti, I didn't announce it.
Yeah.
Go here, it was history. This is happening all the time.
Yeah.
This is a norm.
Yeah.
So Anazu apologizes for it, you know?
Exactly.
And I think it's important in relationship and in marriages to make that announcement. To say, babes, I've done wrong. I do apologize. I want to fix it. Sometimes you need to be able to say, I don't know how to fix it.
Yes.
You're seeing the problem. How can you help me to fix it?
That's
right?
it.
So when I stumble, she'll be understanding. Good, hey, this guy is working on something. You know. So I think that is something that is also important.
Yes. Yes.
If you do it on your own, you're gonna get disappointed, right? The other one that I wanted to emphasize as well is people need to realize, Guti, when you move away from people, you are teaching them to live without you.
Yes.
I told one of my nephew, every time we have family gatherings, he's not there, and I told him, I said, you are teaching us to live without you. Because these gatherings don't mean nothing to you, you don't come. The day we're going to have a gathering that says, hey, let's go for a trip overseas, and we don't tell you, now because you think this one is important, then you're the one who's going to come and say, yeah, but no one told me.
Yes.
So, and I don't want to say a whole lot to mess up everything, but I wanted to, these are the nuggets that I picked up of you speaking.
Yes.
Because, again, remember, I'm a marriage coach and stuff, but Musa, sure. And I love the way that you approach the procrastination. I've had it in business, I've had it in all the other stuff. And in what you're saying is, in marriages and relationship, the harvest is always bigger.
Plenty.
Always bigger.
Plenty.
But the longer you delay that harvest, everybody around you knows that you're delaying even their own harvest.
You experience.
And that's why they.
Yeah, you experience what is called drought. Kuba nesomiso.
Yeah.
Kuba nesomiso. So the drought is in support. Again. The drought is in belonging. Everyone wants to belong.
Everybody wants to belong.
We relate. Even if you can say you are a loner, every loner needs to relate.
Every loner has somebody they relate to.
Yeah. So the best thing to do it is to just accept that I'm imperfect at stuff. When someone says, you've done me wrong here, believe me, you've done them wrong. This thing, there is a mechanism that is used, and I see it every now and then, and I'm like, there's a lot of work that needs to be done to help people. So this mechanism of wanting to defend yourself unnecessarily, it is a killer, because now even the defense, you're defending something that even someone passing by, if they were to come and listen to what you are defending, if they are honest enough, they'll be like, yeah, but no, that you can't defend that. You can't defend it. But now you defend, you believe in this thing, like you've convinced yourself that I am not wrong. To the extent that when everyone else come and say you're wrong, you're like, you are wrong. Like 10 people against one person, they are all wrong.
Oh.
You are right.
Yeah. Guys, let's see, we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time. And I know this conversation, I'm telling you, this conversation is going to carry on after this camera is off. But we want to have this conversation with you. That's our desire all the time. We've spoken about a whole lot of things. And someone might say, but you guys were talking about procrastination, now you're talking about other stuff. If you were really listening, you realize that this other stuff we are talking about is stuff that can be affected by your procrastination of that one action.
Yeah.
That's saying, I'm sorry, I messed up. That's saying, that was not my intention to make you feel this way. Because like you're saying, you cannot control somebody's feeling, right? Those are the things that we need to do to get what we want, right? So guys, can we have this conversation? Mina, personally, I'm telling you, I've learned so much right now that I know there's things that I need to work on. As a marriage coach, as a relational coach, I know the stuff that I need to work on, the stuff that I've been procrastinating, even in my marriage, that I need to work on. There's so much, Musa, there's so much that we cannot talk, that we can talk about, but we don't have enough time.
No, I don't.
We really don't have enough time. And I want you to tell us about how are we covering for this time that we don't have here. Because this is not all that we do, guys. We've got an event. Please tell us about the event.
Oh yeah, so procrastination, you know why? It's broad. It's broad. Like we said, even the steps that you take, it's not like a one phone call, now things are happening. It's a process. One thing that I would like to...
It's a difficult process.
Yeah, and one thing that I would like to communicate is that when we deal with procrastination, let's stop making it a punishment. Let it not be a punishment. We must not feel as if though we are punished. It's a burden that we're supposed to do. Like I said, we must be motivated by the picture that you want, the harvest that you want to have, the warmth in your relationship that you want to have, the support that you want to have, the intimacy. That's what must motivate you to do the thing. So we're having an event that's coming up. It's gonna be, it's basically it's a mindset program that we do with friends of mine, with Mr. Nkosi here, and other friends of ours. That will be coming in, that they're very skilled, they've got experiences on different things, and basically we're helping people to become better people based on what we have observed and using the tools that have helped us to become the people that we are becoming every day. So we're going to have an event on the 26th of this month. Mr. Nkosi is hosting us, by the way. Yes, Mr. Nkosi is hosting us. It's going to be amazing. Just come through, then we can share further about the tools that we did not even get to speak about, because there are tools that you need to have to deal with this thing. I did not touch on them. And maybe in future when time allows, maybe Mr. Nkosi will invite us to come back again
definitely.
And have a look at them. But at the event that we're going to have, we're definitely going to touch on these things.
Come guys, on that event you're going to hear more testimonies. On that event, I know what I said I'm learning and I need to work on. On that event, I will tell you what was it and what has come to be. Thank you so much. We love you. This is a relating relationship, and we are addicted to good conversations.
We depend on you, Lord. We rely on you. We depend on you, Jesus. We rely